Oh, that was one other thing that I wanted to bring up since we're on the topic of ransomware. Did you read about basically the U.S. government is now taking steps to kind of make it, want to say illegal just yet, but basically that's kind of the word that's being thrown around to pay for ransomware.
Say what now? It's illegal to pay for ransomware?
That's what a lot of people are saying right now. It's kind of it's getting to a point where if you pay the ransomware because of the impact that it's having and the threats that it's causing, it's becoming something the government's going to start fining you for.
Oh, really?
I wouldn't say on an individual level, but definitely at an organizational. There's one quick
Whoa.
article, but it's something that's kind of in development right now. But definitely to keep your eye on with everything
So,
kind of moving
yeah, I
forward.
mean, is the point of that to basically punish these companies for not freaking updating their Windows computers and being secure or what?
I think a lot of it is to dissuade them from actually paying the ransom, and
Okay.
in doing so, disrupt the supply or the I guess supply chain of the money going from the victim to the user, which hopefully would then mean the user's dissuaded from sending out these attacks.
That is very interesting. Yeah, I was like shocked. I'm like, what? Maybe people don't understand like why it's such a big deal for computers at a hospital and these healthcare systems. Probably not a surprise that like critical infrastructure at a hospital, these are networked devices, right? So
Mhm.
it could be like an MRI. Well, I'm gonna assume that freaking like $1 million MRI machines don't have like not updated software, but you know what I mean? Like some of these wings of these
Uh,
hospitals have
that's okay.
maybe.
So MRI machines, I want to say it was an MRI machine, but specifically we consider hospital machines and
Yeah.
any machine that's in the healthcare industry to kind of fall under the same as the industrial complex, where
Oh, okay.
when the machine is made, pretty much whatever it's sent out with, that's how it's going to be for the rest of its life. So if a hospital pays $20 million for an MRI machine, it usually gets sent out on Windows 7 is what we're still seeing. In some
Oh,
cases, Windows
really?
XP,
What? That's so
because
nuts.
the vendor doesn't want to update it. It's too much of a pain. So they don't really do a ton of support from that standpoint. And the hospital doesn't want to get rid of it to buy a new model because, their model's $20 million. It's going to work until it's
What?
broken.
Okay. This is a systemic problem.
Yes.
How easy is it for them to update on like the software side of things? Would it be as easy to just say, "Hey, we need $10,000 to get Windows 10 licenses for all of these computers and get all of the security software and things like that updated."
The problem is a lot of these systems, like the MRI machines, it's embedded. So,
Oh, it's embedded. Oh, so yeah,
yes.
see, it's different. It's like the yeah, it is the same as like the industrial. It's like more like firmware, right?
To an extent, yes. The issue that I'm seeing, so I can go back to last year. We had a test with one of our healthcare clients. We were able to pull pictures from the MRI machine while it was in use because of a vulnerability that was disclosed in the 90s
Holy
with the
shit!
Windows operating system. But they couldn't patch it. They couldn't update the version of Windows, and they could not uh, do anything to essentially segment it because of the way
Wow,
that those are shipped and the way that they use them. So really, the only option at that point was to manually go in and dig in and find the service and disable it.
whoa. So basically, these systems are just having to be patched together with digital duct tape, to make them more secure. You have to like manually enable, disable services. You have to go in and just make things as secure as you can be
And that
without.
and that's assuming that your hospital wherever you are. I'm in a smaller cities, smaller towns. That's assuming they have the resources to do that. I mean, most of the time, these
Wow.
places we work with, they've got between 1 and 3 IT guys, and their job is to make sure the doctors can log in. And that's, they're getting help desk tickets in the hundreds every day just to deal with that.
Wow. So on top of regular business, trying to keep keep themselves safe from outside attacks, which they can't predict when and where they're going to happen. That's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, that's. I mean, sorry to kind of go off on a tangent on that one, but it's
No,
just
no, that
those.
no, I that's it. That's really interesting. Like my assumptions would be that like equipment that was more important and more expensive would have the latest and greatest, you know. But
Yeah,
I don't
that
work with this
was.
stuff. I don't work with this stuff all the time, so
Yeah, that's my
yeah,
our wish is that it would be all the
yeah.
latest software, but a lot of the times once they have something that works with their machine, that's what they mass produce, and that's how it gets sent
Wow,
out.
that's pretty crazy.